Hey everyone, I wanted to show you an example of how to do this activity in case any of you forgot. I know a lot of you did it in my classes, and so probably you will remember a couple of times doing it. But I just wanted to show you how I would do it and put it all together so you know the process.
Okay, first of all, you'll have your paper that you printed out, hopefully. If you didn't, doing this on your monitor screen is probably not going to be okay. So I would recommend printing this off. Take a couple of dice. I just got them out of a game I had. I had a game of Monopoly, and so I was able to get it out of that game. And you roll the dice for the nouns that you will be picking to use in your silly sentence. So for example, I would roll my dice and I would pick 2 from the 6 column because I got 2 6s. So I would go up here and I have all these words here. If you need help reading them, you can ask your parents for help. But as I'm going through, I'm going to choose dandelions. I think dandelions are a good spring item. So I would write the word dandelions on my paper so I don't forget what I chose. I would choose another one. Hammock. I like hammock, so I'm gonna choose hammock. So I'm gonna write my other word, hammock, on my piece of paper so I don't forget that. Now, some of you like to use extra words and like to roll the dice even more. So you can use one die, you can use both dice. You can roll again if you want to choose more words. Gosh, that 6 is a good number for me here. But you can choose more words if you want to add more words to the list, okay? So that's how you do this part, and you choose from the list according to what number you rolled. For the verbs, you take a paper clip and a pencil. Do you guys remember this? You take a paper clip and a pencil and you flip it with your finger and it chooses the verb for you. Mine says change. So I'm going to write the word change on my paper here. So I know that's my verb that I chose. You can also use a key. A key is something that you can spin around. Just put the pencil in the middle of the key and flip the key as a spinner. You can use any type of spinner that would be pointy that you can flip and spin. Then I have my adjectives. So I'm going to choose something soft to drop on the adjectives so that I can choose those. Remember that if your spinner lands in between, you can choose between the two things if it lands in between. Okay, so my pom-pom, I happened to get a yellow pom-pom. I had one at home in just my craft box. So you guys can choose anything that's soft. One time we used those erasers that you can put on the end of pencils, and we dropped those. We did that at Christmas time. So you can really use anything that you can drop on top of the sections. I'm gonna choose my adverb. So I'm gonna drop it from up higher. Oh, that didn't go anywhere near, so we do it again. Aha, mine landed exactly on slowly. So I'm going to write that word on my list of words that I will use in my sentence. And I want to remind you that, like, if it landed right in between all these words, you could choose anything around it if it's not exactly on top like mine was. Then I'm going to choose one of my adjectives. So I'm going to do the same thing. Drop it from up high. Who likes to roll this way? Mine landed on top of rainy. So I'm going to go over here and write down the word rainy. And now I'm going to take all these words and create a silly sentence out of them. You can add other words in to create the sentence. So obviously you would need the and other words like that to create the sentence and make it work. This is my verb. I need to remember that. These are my nouns. This is my adverb and my adjective. And I'm going to create a sentence. Okay, so I'm going to think about my nouns. I've got dandelions and hammock. My verb is change, and remember on the paper, it reminds you that you can use any form of that verb. So I can use the word change, changed, or changing. Any form of the verb will work. And I've also got to slip in there slowly and rainy. So I think what I'm going to write is, let's see, while slowly swinging in my hammock. Oops, I need to put rainy in there somewhere. I think I'm going to do here on, let's see, on a rainy day. That's my other. I've got to put change in there somewhere. I changed my mind and hunted for dandelions instead. So adding in your adverb and your adjective, your nouns and your verb, it does create a longer sentence, but it's a good practice for sticking a whole bunch of thoughts together and making it work. So I did, while slowly swinging in my hammock on a rainy day, I changed my mind and hunted for dandelions instead. So I'm going to underline the words that I used from my word list that I actually ended up choosing. And you can see we have dandelions. Let's see, did I get them all? Slowly, we got rainy, we got slowly, we got changed, we got hammock, and we got dandelions. I got it. So that's how you guys do it.
Okay, so that's how you do the activity. If you guys have any questions, you can always email me at michelle.hable@franklindiscovery.org, and I will put that in the assignment so that you have it and you can access it easy. I hope you have fun with this assignment. I always do. These are always fun to put together. Make as many silly sentences as you want, and I'd love to see some of them, so you're welcome to email them to me. See you guys.